So this movie is about the wrestlers, the Von Erichs. Since I am a wrestling fan, I will recommend a game they're in. They are in one of my favorite 2Ks, WWE 2K18, if you want to play as them. Only two of them are in it, Kevin and Kerry. But they are the main focus of this movie, so I don't think that would disappoint most people that watch the movie. Probably disappoint Von Erich fans, but not most people that watch this movie. I've known about their case long before this movie came out. You know, a lot of people have popped the bandwagon about how sad their story is, which I think is perfectly okay to, talk about what's wrong that happened to them. But I just want to make it clear that I knew about this before. I had watched YouTube videos on it in the past years ago and researched some of it myself. But I'm glad that, we got a bigger picture, a big movie, more people to know about what happened in the wrestling business, because there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in the wrestling business, and I'm glad that this is brought up. A lot of people think they didn't go hard enough on the dad, which I can definitely agree on. He doesn't even really seem that bad. Like, yeah, he seems like a dick, and I don't understand why, you know, Kevin and all of them look up to him so much. But that's just unfortunately how reality is for a lot of families. Is no matter what, they're gonna look up to their bad role models because of the fact that they're their father. So some people actually didn't know this was based on a true story, but most people do. Um, a lot of the stuff happens off screen. A lot of stuff was cut. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, aka MJF, is briefly in this movie. He doesn't have any lines, but you can very much tell it's MJF if you're a fan of AEW. He reportedly had a bigger role, but he didn't want to take eyes off the main project, which is respectable, so he got his role cut down a lot. He doesn't even have a speaking role. He's just kind of there. Um, I do think this movie's overrated. I don't think it dived deep enough into their trauma, and at the end of the day, it was just kind of a mediocre movie. It was fine. It wasn't boring. It didn't, you know, leave me feeling empty or anything, but it was like, well, let's talk about their story for a little bit and then pile sadness on, and then the movie's gonna end. It, I don't think it dived deep enough into their story, how they, um, you know, how they went through all the trauma they went through and how they coped with it. Like, yeah, they talk a little bit about Carrie's drug problem, but I don't think they did it enough. Kevin had said that this movie was made without his consent, which I did not know beforehand. I always think that's kind of shitty when producers do this. Um, and he thinks they criticized his dad too harshly, still defending his dad to this day. That's his opinion on the situation, but I I think the dad was a really bad person, and I just don't think he can accept that. Um, it's a fine movie. If you want to, burn a few hours, it's a good movie to sit down. They have some wrestling scenes if you're a wrestling fan, but it's honestly not that much about the wrestling.